The isolated Pacific nation of Fiji managed to remain COVID-free until 2 months ago, when a breach in hotel quarantine let the virus escape into the community. 5 people have died out of almost 1,300 cases. The government doesn't support a nationwide lockdown. Instead, it's ramping up its vaccine rollout. Dr. James Fong is the Permanent Secretary for Health and Medical Services in the Fijian government. Dr. Fong, would you say that Fiji is on top of this situation or not at the moment?
I would say that we have the capability with the current rate that it's moving to deal with it, in the sense that we have escalated a lot of our support programs. We had 1 year to prepare. We have escalated our ability to test. I guess our only issue is that every time we have, most of our cases have been happening in crowded spaces that are fairly contained.
The Fijian government is determined not to do a nationwide lockdown. Why does it think that would be inappropriate?
We have many communities, especially crowded communities, that were not as easy to police and enforce. And the other point is that a lot of these crowded communities, they suffered from the increased risk of getting the virus. And yet when we put in a mitigation measure, what happened was they suffered the economic downturn or economic consequences more than everybody else. So the group that is most vulnerable are also most vulnerable to the negative aspects of any containment or restricted movement episode. So it became unfair on both ends. So we had to try and navigate somewhere in between.
How's your vaccination program going?
We've had more than 250,000 people have had at least one dose, and that's around 42% of the population have had one dose. We have, I think, for the second dose is still fairly low, about 2 to 3% of the population.
Still, 42% with one dose is quite a lot better than Australia, for example.
Our ability to deploy is not a problem. When we activate, the maximum we've activated so far, we've been able to get 70,000 injections in a week.
And you use the AstraZeneca vaccine mostly, right?
Yes, we are.
And have you seen any deaths from blood clots relating to the vaccine?
We've investigated a few issues that thought could be linked to such an adverse event, but we've proven them not to have been linked to any, to the vaccine itself. Like with most countries in the world, we've had people who've suffered a heart attack after the vaccine. And when you look back at their profile, they were particularly vulnerable to that episode anyway. So we've had a lot of adverse effects that are incidental to the vaccine, but nothing that nothing serious that is due to the vaccine.
Dr. Fong, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leigh Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.